But just so you guys know, the folks who maybe are not from Miami, or some of you are from South Florida or Miami, I'm just going to show you a couple of things that has to do with our library system. Because the people that you're seeing there on the screen, there you go. You got Ashley there in the middle, and Edward. Can you guys see them, by the way? I don't know if you can see them. And then another thing too is I always lose the screen, so let me make sure I don't lose you guys. This is like, sometimes it can be really scary. Anyways, I'll go ahead and give it a shot. But so you're seeing my screen here. And so I'm gonna go first to our website. So we work for the Miami-Dade Public Library System. And I'm the coordinator for the library's makerspaces. Oh, okay, there's some people from Florida. Diego is from Florida. And yeah, Eddie was asking for you guys to say who has coded before. So some people have coded before. Looks like, oh, who said that? Diego's been coding since he's been 6 years old. Okay, scared of you, man. You're probably better than I am. But yeah, so anyway, so we're from the Miami-Dade Public Library System. This is our website right here. So when you go to our website, which is the mdpls.org, which stands for Miami-Dade Public Library System, and you click on Creative right here. It'll let me. And it goes right in there to our page. So this is our page that shows really just like half of our services that represents the staff that's online right now. Our You Make Miami staff and our spaces are basically like spaces inside of our 2 libraries. We have 50 libraries in Miami-Dade County, but our Miami Beach Library and our West Kendall Library, we do all these different kind of things and a lot more. 3D design and 3D printing, sewing classes, video, photography, music, painting, robotics, arts and crafts. I don't see gaming on there. That's a big part of what we do is we have video games inside also. And we also have Magic Leap. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Magic Leap, but they're a company that does like spatial computing, which is like a form of augmented reality and virtual reality, which adds like the spatial computing component. So that's really cool. So maybe one day you could look that up. But yeah, you can see inside of our spaces there, big 3D printer and some of the stuff that we have on the desk there, the Mac computers. And there's one of our staff that used to work there, Ronald, teaching a video production class. We also have a business center that we have right next to this tech area where we teach, you know, business classes and how to be an entrepreneur. And those are very, very popular. Of course, everything is closed right now because our libraries are closed to the public to come in. We're doing services where we give people books and we sort of give it to them at the door right now. But this is our Instagram page, You Make Miami. And I definitely suggest that you guys follow us. And if you see there, you know, you can see some of the really cool things that we've been promoting. Like we've been promoting our Tynker Series, obviously. So these are some posts that show our Tynker Series, our digital marketing classes, drones. Yes, we have drones inside of our maker spaces and also on our Techno bus. So this was, it won't let me because I'm not logged in. So, but anyways, you can see our Techno bus right there. And that's a beautiful vehicle that drives all around Miami-Dade County. And we teach all the same kind of stuff, you know, technology and coding and music and filmmaking, graphic design. But yeah, check out our page and you can see all the teens are very, very involved in our spaces as well as adults. But we do all kind of stuff. It's really quite a really cool space. So this thing won't let me do this because it's like, it wants me to log in. So let me get out of there. I'll stop sharing. And let's see who's in our room right now. Okay, so, oh, all right, so we have a bunch of different guests. I don't see our guest of honor yet. So I'm looking to see where you guys are from. So if you want, go ahead and type in where you're from. Wait, I see Daniel's typing there, but I don't see you in the, or maybe I missed you. Oh, Daniel, you are there. Okay, hi Daniel, how you doing? Daniel's like, I'm here.
Arrived.
Hey, how you doing, Daniel?
I'm good.
Awesome.
I didn't want to interrupt.
Oh yeah, I was just killing time because we all showed up early. Thank you for joining us. So we see we have some people from Georgia, some folks from Florida. Where else is everybody from? Go ahead and type it in the chat. Oh, New York. We have a New Yorker. Who is that? That's Jade. Yeah, I definitely need my glasses. That's what happens when you get old. So we have Jade from New York. Welcome, Jade. Ashanti is from New York also. And Victoria from Delaware. Wow. It's like an international thing going on here. And who's originally from Miami, moved to Atlanta? Zaria. Nice. Yeah, I'm kind of the opposite. I moved from Miami to Georgia and then back from Georgia to Miami. So I came back home. And Layla is from Maryland. Cool. So Daniel, stop me if I'm infringing on anything you want to say or talk about. We've got about a minute or so, and then we'll get started. Okay. Beautiful. I love it. So a few of you guys have coded before, but I'm kind of interested as to why you guys joined us on our Tynker Series and Tinkercad series webinar today. Go ahead and type it into the chat. Like, give us an idea of what are you into? What are you looking to do maybe in your life? Are you thinking about maybe going into a career in tech or in computer programming? We're always interested to see that kind of stuff. Zaria says she's into making soap. All right, see, an entrepreneur. I love it. And Chelsea wants to try game design. You're in the right place because these are the skill sets you want to build when you want to get into game design. Really anything, you know. This is like, you know, this is all about critical thinking. So when you're learning how to think for yourself, that's when you're able to be very, very successful. Also, Jada wants to get into game design. Reagan says that Reagan wants to, Reagan's into animation and game design and wants to create games or make a cartoon or a show. I love it. Somebody's calling me, but I'm sorry, maybe that's not the right time for that. Okay, so I like to start on time. So it's 4 o'clock right now and beautiful people are joining us. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna introduce our special guest. I don't exactly see anybody from Black Girls Code, but just to kind of let you guys know, this is a
Oh, I'm here. I'm here. Can you
Oh,
hear me?
okay, great. How you doing, Lard?
How y'all doing? Yeah,
Doing
we excited
wonderful.
for y'all to be here today. We excited to continue going. We're in our third week, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah, every week it's been something new. So I'm excited to see what happens today. We're excited to have everybody here today. Thank you.
Alan.
Me too. Yeah, we're already planning like what we're going to start doing in June. So we're going to continue with some new classes. And so if you guys are joining us now and you're loving what you're seeing and you're learning a lot, keep coming. And you know, if you want to stay on our mailing list, we're going to give you an opportunity at the end of the month when we send out like a survey so that you can either say you want to stay on our library's mailing list and also stay on the Black Girls Code mailing list as well, because they're doing amazing things. And this is a great partnership with the Black Girls Code organization. Black Girls Code is all over the country. And Leonard right there, he's the East Coast manager for Black Girls Code. So we love this partnership, and we've been doing a lot of great things. There's also Denise Mendez, who formerly worked for Magic Leap, and she was the person who kind of put this all together, put us together. So I know she's been really busy. She hasn't had a chance to join us for the last couple of times, but she's here. She's always in our hearts, and we communicate with her to let her know what's going on. So yeah, thank you for coming. And I want to introduce our special guest. Speaking of partners, this gentleman here is Mr. Daniel Rezac, and he is the Senior Education Partnerships Lead for Tynker Coding, international organization. And he's done a bunch of amazing stuff with us down here in Miami, but he's worldwide, and he travels all over the world making partnerships with organizations, schools, and teens and kids and parents and teachers from all over the world. So I appreciate you taking the time, Daniel. We know you're a very busy man, but thanks for coming here and wanting to lead this special class today.
Oh man, you are too gracious. Thanks for having me. Very, very glad to be here.
So we're going to ask all of including me, just everyone else, if you can sort of just hide your video cameras, and we'll let Daniel take over. And Daniel, it's all yours.
All right, I will be happy to do so. Just give me one sec to share this screen of mine, and we will get moving. Share screen. Let's try that. All right, you can let me know. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Cool. And if I go like this, can you still see it?
I missed that part. What did you do? Oh yeah, you full screened it. Yes.
All right, cool. Well, hey, welcome everybody. I can't see the chat right now, so if anyone has questions, I'm happy to just answer as we go. I'm not going to kill you all with slides. I want to get into actually, creating a project and showing you, kind of the innards of Tynker. But I'm happy to give kind of a little of an overview as to, what is the big picture of Tynker and what we're all about. So I'll go ahead and do that first, and then we can do a project. If it goes really fast, I might be able to do another project, but we'll see how that goes. But right now in this world of remote curriculum, Tynker's actually been really relevant in the last few weeks. So we are one of the most comprehensive K-12 curricula out there for coding. We treat computer science like a literacy. So if you're learning a foreign language like Spanish or Chinese or English, if that's your foreign language, we think of computer science, we think of coding in that same category. I'll just highlight a few things that are kind of different about Tynker, and one, I think, we just have a huge diversity of content. So if you go and you want to create a game or an animation or do some hardware. I think I had a little hardware piece here. We now integrate with these little guys or Spheros and things like that. There's just so many opportunities to code and create and make with Tynker. There's a huge complete pipeline. So if you have students or you're very young or you have a little brother or sister who doesn't know how to read yet, you've got pre-K Tynker. So you've got Tynker Junior, and then it moves up into Tynker, and then we get into syntax into JavaScript, Python, Swift. We introduce students to Swift, and then now we've got high school content introducing that. So if you're going to get ready for advanced computer science in high school, you've got that too. A big part I like is that we have all these great projects dedicated to, we call these STEM courses, but math, science, English. You want to do a book report? We can do it in Tynker. You want to do a presentation like this? You can actually code it in Tynker. So there's just so many opportunities to use your literacy in any of your classes, right? It shouldn't have to just be computer science class. It can be anywhere. And then for teachers, there's lots of great, grading functions and things like that for your administrators but it's just super comprehensive and ready to get you guys making and creating all, as easy as possible. So I know one of the things our students like is this Minecraft integration. So if you like Minecraft and you like to code in Minecraft, you can code in Minecraft now. You can just type in /code in Minecraft or Minecraft Education Edition, and then you can actually code with Tynker in Minecraft. But you can also code hardware like these little guys, these are so easy, and they're very inexpensive, like $10. You can get a little microbit, and you can code with iPad, or if you have a Chromebook, you can use that as well. But then you've got spheros and drones. I think I got a drone here somewhere. Maybe it's in a box. But you can code your own drones. Again, lots of block coding and text coding to bring you through the pipeline to build you guys to mastery. So right now, especially with the last couple of months, we added millions of students in the United States and abroad. Australia added millions of students as a way to supplement their remote learning. So if you're at home now, a lot of students had the opportunity to code as part of their remote learning. So that was kind of a big deal. So totally complete pipeline for everybody, pre-reader all the way to high school. I've seen some of the new high school content. It's really neat. So now, even high school can engage in that. So basically, one of the words we use is scaffolded, right? So it's all self-guiding. When you start doing Tynker, you can literally start in one place and it will self-guide you to the next spot, whether you're not doing it on iPad or on the web. And so that's a nice piece to it as well. So, if you get done with lesson 1, it moves you on to lesson 2, but all the while your teachers and if you're in a class, you have a leader there and a facilitator, they're going to see your progress. And I think that's important. But each one of these kind of courses here, they could take a semester, they could take it, they could go faster. If you wanted, you could go at your own pace. That's what it's kind of all designed to do. So just a lot, I think it's like 600 plus hours of course content. And we have these extensions. So if you like Barbie, you got a Barbie course for you. You've got drones and augmented reality, so you can interact with your camera. I know we have somebody from Magic Leap. They probably like that piece there. But there's no additional hardware other than an iPad or a computer with a camera, and you can interact with your content. Python, MicroPython for the hardware, and drones and Lego we do as well. So a lot of opportunity to code hardware and software. So this actually, I just need to update it because we have 10 pre-reader courses, but that's the complete pipeline. Space Cadet and Dragon Spells, those are 2 courses. They were designed for introducing students to Swift. So if you're big like Apple person, you want to do Space Cadet and Dragon Spells. They're going to introduce you to Swift in a really nice and fast, kind of nice way. And then there's a puzzle based, and then we have what are project based courses, and those are the 101s, the 102s, Legos, and all those 201s, 202, 301, 302, and we get into high school courses and just lots of opportunity, and all standards based too. So if you want to ensure that students are following standards, then you've got those as well. But yeah, we've got the Tynker Junior and the Red app on iPad. There's 2 modes. There's like a school mode and there's like a home mode. So if you are doing Tynker for home, there's actually other home content that's available there. There's actually a 3rd app, but if you're a real Minecrafter, you can look for it. We have a modding app for the iPad. So you should check that out if you're big into Minecraft. But this is just like a little preview, kind of a Tynker Junior, which again is pretty much available for all of our different K5 or K8 curricula. There's 10 experiences in there. Again, it's all audio. I don't have the audio on here right now, but students as young as 3 and 4 years old, I've seen can get in there and just tap away and start learning the basics, like loops and variables and conditions and all those things, all without text. So we're actually helping to build those skills in before students actually know how to read their proper language. So I think that's fascinating. But that's one of our kind of newer things. The other part is these STEM opportunities. So these, you know, if you wanted to wow your teachers, then I would do an English project. You know, that is a coding project. I would do a book report in Tynker, or I would do, you know, there's a whole bunch, there's dozens of projects within each of these categories that give you the opportunity to totally impress people. And so that's what I would do. That's what I did as a teacher. I always did these projects because everyone was always surprised that they were coded. You know, they were always thought maybe they were just slideshows or something. And then we would show them here, this is the Tynker workshop, and they would just kind of get blown away. Like, oh, that's awesome. So this is actually one of our projects. It's a timeline. It may be going a little fast for you, but again, this is an opportunity for anyone who's in K-5 middle school to, you know, put a new spin on the old timeline project that you do in high school, or that you might do in, you know, junior high or whatnot in history, and code it, right? So timelines, history, presentations, there's just lots of opportunity there. And then, you know, this is a book report option too. So, and of course we got lots of other great stuff I'm going to show you here in just a minute. I'm going to crack things open so you can see. If you're like a gamer, then you can, obviously you can build games, but you can build games with, you know, an educational spin on them, like digital citizenship, you know, choose the correct path, that type of thing. But this is just a book report. So this would, you know, if I were an English teacher and one of my students did this as, you know, an option for their book report, I'd be pretty impressed. So in addition, there's like all that content. Then there's all this free stuff too. So you've got Hour of Code projects, Puppy Adventure. We're going to do today, we're going to do Googly Eyes as a project together. But on the teacher side of it too, you know, you guys all have opportunities on the facilitator side to gather all of student progress. So you've got a great dashboard. You get student certificates for lines of code and projects created, you know, that shows you how many projects your classes have done and all the activity that they've done. And then there's the Mastery Gradebook, which shows you all the progress of individual computer science skill, from basic loops to, you know, objects and lists as you get into, you know, the syntax part of things. But yeah, it's just, again, you know, we ended up using Tynker in my school because of the mastery focus, because we thought, man, by the time these guys get to high school, this is going to be it, right? We did just release Tynker in Spanish. So it's for K-5, and this is a very kind of rough, I did this video a couple months ago before we had updated our translations. But basically for K-5, it's a toggle switch. You can, you know, that we have available for folks that have students that, you know, that are Spanish speaking or working on learning English. So you can see there's a couple little spots in there that I still need help. But yeah, no, I'm excited about that. But this is just, I mean, you guys, you guys are always giving me great feedback there. And from the library system. And so I want to pause there for just a moment and break things open here so we can create something. Do you guys want to create something? All right, I can look at my chat now, so I'm going to open that back up. There we go.
Everyone is saying yes. We've got yes, and yeah. Sure.
Right. So, and I don't know if there were any questions while it was going on, but now I can see my chat again, so that's good. Great. Let's make something. All right. So I hope it's okay. I'm going to use my student dashboard, but you know, if you're a teacher, you have a teacher dashboard, so I can kind of show you both ways if you like. But basically, to do what we're going to do today, this is just the Googly Eyes project, right? And the Googly Eyes project is kind of one of those projects that's, you know, it's just it's in a template of motion projects. So as a student, you can go over here to your My Projects area. And this is a great project. You know, it says it's beginner, but guys, I'm going to show you how you can take any project and you can turn it into an advanced, you know, if you want to keep going and make it really intricate, I can show you how to do that as well. But it's a totally beginner project. There's literally like 5 steps in this project.
So Daniel, we have
Yeah.
one person, it's one person out of the 45, but she's saying that she's having trouble with her login. So just really quick, can you tell us what's happening? If you want to type in the chat, Chelsea, how come you can't log in?
Yeah, if you can type in your issue in the chat, you can help us there.
Yeah.
I'll just show you what I'm doing when I log into Tinker. So I'm going to go to my sign in up here. And when I sign in, I'm signing in as a student. So that's where I'm going to get my, my login. And I don't sign in at, using a Google account. I don't know how your students do, but I use a Tinker account. So I'm going to type that in and click enter. But I should be good there.
So Daniel, we're not seeing that because you're sharing your screen with the PowerPoint at this point. You'd have to stop sharing the PowerPoint and then.
Oh wait, I see. Okay, hang on, because you're looking at. I should have my whole screen. So Google Chrome. All right. All right, give me 1 second. I'm going to share. I want to share my whole screen here. Okay. All right, you should see my student dashboard.
Yes.
Cool. But here we go. So I'm just logging in. I'll do that here in my sign in up here in the top right. And I am not using an iPad here. I am using the web for now. And I'm going to log in here where it says student and get myself into that. There we go. All right. All right, here we go. All right, so this is my student dashboard, right? This is my dash. Lots of stuff here. Try not to get distracted, right? I know there, when you log in first to Tinker, sometimes students, you might even see, you know, there might even be a little survey there that asks you if you're like a beginner coder or whatever. Go ahead and click on those answers and get through that. And then you're gonna go over here to the My Projects area. And I have a lot of projects, right? And there's a lot of, I did a lot, especially with microbit stuff for a while. There you go. Okay. So here, as we get into create a new project, we just updated all this and we created these great template folders. So you can start with block coding templates, Minecraft, advanced tutorials, all that stuff. You get even more. So if I scroll down, there's beginner projects, storytelling, animation, drawing. There's motion projects. And I believe if you are on an iPad, you can actually find this folder under your projects on iPad as well. But then you can click right on the Googly Eyes project there. And I actually have a link. If you want to find a direct link, I think I have a direct link to Googly Eyes. So I'm going to put in the chat. Again, I would log in first, but I'm going to put that out. So if you log in first and then click on that link, you should be able to get to the project. And so I'm going to open that project. Oh, there I am. And a couple of tips I like to always remind people of is if you're doing this on the web, you can stretch that window out a whole bunch. See that? And I can look and see everything nice and big. And then over here, there's a little tip here as well. I'm going to show you something. But on the bottom here, there's a little plus button in the bottom of your screen. And you can make your blocks super big, right? And that will help just you. It helps me because, you know, I guess I'm 45, I guess, and my eyes are not so great. So seeing all that in a nice big text is really helpful. So here we go. And again, all these projects, this is what we call a DIY in Tinker, and this is the Tinker Workshop. And it's very similar on iPad. You know, you've got your stage, which is the top right. You've got your actors down here on the left, and then your code editors here in the center. And then here on my left is the tutorial. And just so you know, I have Tinker blocks up here in the top. I can toggle back and forth to get to my block library. So if I wanted to like find a specific block, I could go and look for like a costume block and then type that in and I get a bunch. There's a really wonderful block library there. But I want to go back to my tutorial so everyone can see that. And so this is nice because I do get a few, these are the concepts I'm going to learn. Typically, if you click on the image in a tutorial, it'll open up a sample. I don't know that this one has a sample, but that does happen often. But I'm going to go to next, and I'm going to start coding these right now. So to start, I want to see the left eye is moving, but the right eye isn't. And you can always iterate and test your code if you press the play button on the right. You see that? So my left eye is moving, and my right eye is not. So I can just start dragging my blocks here. And we are doing a little scaffolding here. We are holding your hand in the beginning so that you can do this on your own and get a little, support, because we can go through the steps first, and then if we want to make our own adjustments later, we can totally do that. But let's follow the instructions first. Click play and see what happens. Oh, yes, so that works. And you can see my code is running. Things look pretty good right there. All right, so next, I'm gonna move on. I'm on step 3 already. So now what I can do is I can change the degree of the turn block. And this is a great example of using degrees, right? Angles and degrees. So right now I'm turning 15 degrees. It takes 360 degrees to make a full rotation. We can play with that a little bit, right? You can see what that looks like. And you guys can totally change that up. That makes things a little interesting. And try to make the eye rotate slower. How do we do that? Do you guys have any idea? I had it on 15. I suppose I can go a little bit less. Maybe I should go more. How do I make this slower than what it currently is at? That's fast. Just checking. All right, 155 degrees, that's gonna make it go fast. You are right there. Should I increase my wait time, or should I add it? Should I maybe go 0.04? I don't know, that seems a lot faster. I'll let you guys figure that out, and you can tell me to change it later. But if you have any tips on how to make this slower, I'd love to know. So next, this is kind of a fun little tool. So we can change the right eye around, and we can replace this block. So I want to show you a couple tips and tricks just about how to manage your blocks, right? If I click on the top left of my block stack here, I can move the whole stack. If I click on the outside of a block, I can move one block, right? So this is kind of fun. But if I click on the top left of a stack, I can move that. Same thing if you're on iPad, you can do it with touch. It works the same way. What we want to do now is we want to actually program the right eye to point at the mouse pointer. So I'm going to do that. I'm just going to swap that out and then return. I can actually put this down here. I don't have to trash it. But if I wanted to, I can just trash it over there. And we'll see what happens. I can do the same for the left eye if I like. Let's hit play. And now if I put my mouse pointer here, you can see it's pointing towards that right there. Pretty cool, right? All right, next. What else can we do? Now, this is technically the end of this project. I do want to make some modifications here, but I do want to stop and see if you guys have any questions. I'm going to hit done, and I'm going to do a little, I'm going to do a save. And there is a community, so if I did want to publish this, I could publish it, and then I could share it with others, and then update it as I go along. That way, this link, if I wanted to just share it with everybody, I could share it with you guys, and it would be really easy for everyone to see. All right, questions, thoughts? While I'm paused here, I can show you some modifications here and make this even better.
We have one person who's saying that they'd like to share an animation, but from a different software. I think maybe we're going to hold off on that for right now with sharing, because we have so many people on the chat right now. But thank you, Nyla. What we've been asking you guys to do is email us anything that you guys create in these classes. And what we are doing is putting it on our social media pages, and we'll give you guys, credit. We'll say Nyla shared this animation. So if you want to email it back to that email that sent you, where you received all the instructions on how to log into this class, we'll share it. Let's see. So
yeah.
That's about it. Yeah.
So if you guys have some questions, I can show you just a couple little fun modifications, especially when we're talking about animation. But one of the things I like to do with any one of these kind of projects is add a little bit of animation spin to it. So I noticed when I hit play here, like the mouth isn't really doing anything. We can change that a little bit by editing the mouth actor and kind of making it smile or do something like that. And by the way, I did share that Googly Eyes link in there. So there you go. Thank you, Edward. But let's go ahead and let's animate this mouth. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and click on the gear icon. And I notice it only has one costume. So if you actually wanted to create a like stop motion style animation, we could add an actor, add a costume and add multiple costumes, and then code our project to flip through, almost like a flip book, the different costumes. So I'm going to duplicate that actor. That's my duplicate button right there. And then I'm going to edit the second actor. And with this, here's where I can have a little fun. So I'm going to actually just very basically grab my eraser, make my eraser very big, and then just start deleting my tongue right there. There you go. All right. This is, there you go. So I want you to see what I'm doing here. There we go. All right, so that is my second actor. I'm going to save that. I'm going to go back. Now again, there's no code here, right? There's two costumes, but there's no code, so it's not going to do anything different. Just going to maybe switch to that other actor. What I want to do is flip through these guys, kind of like a flip book. And I can do that, but I have to go to my block library to get this code. So what I'm going to do is go to my block library and just click on start. And so question for the group. If I want to switch through my costumes, what block should I search for? What do you think? If I want to switch costumes, what block should I look for? Ah, there we go. So Tinker searches really well. So if I just type in costume, I get a whole bunch, right? And so I'm actually just going to go to the next costume block and add that in there. But I'm also going to look for a forever block. And I can just type in the first 3 letters. Yes, next costume was the answer. Good job, whoever put that in there. Lexi. All right, next costume. Now, like a flip book or like a stop motion animation, we need to kind of tell our movie how fast to go. So what block should I put in here to tell how fast my animation should go? What do you think? I only need to know the first 2 letters.
Someone said duration.
Duration, sort of, in a way. There you go, Chelsea. Sayana, W-A-I-T, very good, yes. So I'm gonna put a wait block in there. And this is actually where you can manipulate the speed. If I want it to go faster, do I add seconds or do I remove seconds? Thank you very much. So let's go point 0.3, right? So that's 1/3 of a second. And now I'm going to go big screen here and hit play. And then don't forget my mouse on my right eye points to that one. So we made a basic animation. We added a little bit, just as, you know, you could, I've had costumes going into, you know, 20 and 30 and 40 costumes where you can go through some really intricate animations for that. But that's one way to do animation. I like doing that. I hope you guys also use the backpack. This is another little feature that I really like because, oh, this one has no, but it's because I'm using a different account. I have nothing in my backpack. But let us say I wanted to store this code, because I know you guys, you don't always want to rewrite everything. If I wanted to store this code for another time, I could just grab that stack of code, drop it in my backpack, and then I've got it stored there forever. And so this is really helpful. This way you don't have to rewrite every time you, you know, you create an animation, or let's say you create something really intricate, you can do that way. And you can store things right in your backpack that way. So that's one way to do it. And you can also drag actors into your backpack, actors with code, and you can drop them in there. And there you go. And that's just another great way. Like if you have drawings that you've done, and, you know, if you did a lot of, you know, a lot of your own custom drawings, then you can do that as well, add it to your backpack. Backpack is not on the iPad though. That is one thing about the iPad that is not there, but good to know, right? Other little fun tips that I like just with the Tynker, well, you can do this on iPad too, but if you want to copy a stack of code to another actor, just easily drag and drop right onto that other actor, done. You can see I have that code now here from my left eye. And now I gotta kind of tell it to stop doing that. So I'm gonna go over here. Press play. Oh, look at that. So again, I'm looking at my mouse. So questions, thoughts, concerns. Want to see me try something? You can absolutely. Oh, when do we get to the video game part, Noah? Yeah, I can show you where to do that, and you can always, you guys who are running this stuff, just tell me when to stop. But I'm going to go ahead and go back. I'm going to save.
You're good. You have like 25 minutes.
Oh, well, we've got plenty of time. So that is project number 1, right? So I've got some extra time here. I'm going to show you a couple other things. For those of you who do enjoy the kind of video game aspect of things, I'm going to show you a couple of things here. One is just, I'm going to create a blank project. And you do get there's a lot of templates you can use for games and things like that, like platformers or a top-down. There are some templates there that are kind of ready to go. There's some games within the JavaScript world and the Python like templates you can choose. But let's say we just wanted to do something totally from scratch. How would that look? And I'll show you. I'm going to do it from a blank project, a block project. Because this is a really kind of, I think, important feature of Tynker. So I'm going to open up a blank project, but you guys got to pay attention here because I'm going to add an extension to my project. So again, as the first thing I do, I drag that window open as far as it'll go, at least on the web, so I can see this. And then I need to, again, make this a little bigger so I can see my blocks really big. I like that. So I'm going to do that. All right. So there's a little fun feature down here. If you go to the bottom left, where you can add extensions, and these are the more button right there. So if I go to more, there are a whole bunch of things you can add to your library, right? You can add. There's a new game sound synthesizer. You can create audio and music. There's the pen drawings and physics and augmented reality blocks. There's robotics. So if you wanted to add microbit or the drones or spheros, you could do that. I'm going to go to the game kits and I'm going to do a platformer game. And if you guys are familiar with, I'm sure you guys know this better than I do, but a platformer game is kind of like your Mario style game where you're looking at things from the side and they're jumping on platforms. But I'm going to add that extension to my Tinker Workshop so I have access to those right here. And now I'm going to close that out. And if you look down here in the bottom left, now I have access to those blocks and that feature. So here I believe I can do this, right? So if I go to the stage now and I go back from code to stage, I can toggle and look for my platformer button right there. See that? And then I have all of these different options here. So I'm going to show you what I do here. So again, I kind of did that a little quick, but I'm going to go back again. I switched in my code. I clicked on the platformer block options, and then I switched to my stage. Here is where I can really click over here. These are going to give me all my platformer options right here on this little button right there. So with that, I can change my backgrounds. I can create stages, platforms and things like that. So I'm going to go, we can start by creating or putting in a background. Real easy, right? Click the one you like. That's fast. And then if I scroll down, this is where my platforms are. So let's just say for the sake of this guy, he's going to be my kind of Mario. I can choose, what do you think I should choose? It is, let's say, the ice blocks, right? And so when I choose the tiles, I can literally paint with my mouse. Look at this. These are like 3D platforms. They're moving. I can connect them by dragging my mouse together. And I can zoom out to make this an even bigger world. And it is really cool. Like you can do some really great stuff here. I mean, I can make like tunnels and, I can have a lot of fun with that. So that is kind of helping to build that world. What I can also do then, I can go back to my code editor. And let me see, I think I've got some actors I can add. Let me actually, hang on, we'll go back to my stage. So here there's actors that are built for the gaming world, and you can actually choose them. You've got heroes and villains and dragons and angry birds and stuff like that. But they actually come ready to make, right? They're ready to go. They're packed with code already. So like here's a hero. I can start and put them there. And again, I can zoom out just a little so you can kind of see the bigger world. I can add, I believe, if I toggle through here, creatures, yeah, I've got creatures, a lot of characters. Oh, so I've got like hearts, so, or coins, like so I'm creating, if I'm creating kind of a Mario style thing, I can add all my coins here. Again, I'm just doing this on the fly. I don't even use the game feature that much, but you can see I've got a score bar here, so I can actually on the bottom grab like my score for my hero, and I can put that up there. And again, this is going to take a little more work on my side to kind of make sure all this works. But if I decided to hit play, if you look, and I just want to go back to my code so you can see, if I go to my code now, you can see all these actors that I added. And you can see that this actor is coded so that when it's clicked and when it can throw, it can jump, it can talk, it can actually do a lot of pretty cool stuff. So let's try and then see what happens here. All right. Oh, gotta press play. So when it clicks, it says, hello, evildoers beware. It has like, this character is kind of pre-programmed to do some things, which is pretty cool. I think there's another actor in here that is also pre-programmed to kind of gather coins or something like that. But you have a couple of options here. And again, you can put those ready-made ones there, and then you can program them after the fact, but you get a lot of options here. So there we go. Like he's already programmed to walk. So you can see, just a couple minutes, we've made a game, right? We've kind of built a game. Now we can go into our code editor and we can kind of manipulate things with our actors and change what they say and how they interact with their, with the world. Coins are, when an actor collides with a coin, it disappears. And so some of that code is already built for you. But that is how to build a game. And that's the platformer game. I'll give it a save. And then I'll just call this platformer sample. Hooray. All right. Yeah, I'm checking your questions. So if you guys have questions, I'm happy to chime in. But so far, you've got pretty good ones. The last little thing I wanted to kind of show you is a pretty cool game. Again, it can be for beginners or you could totally go crazy with it. But it's available in a couple different spots. If you have a class, it's in your classes. You can go to your class and then you can go to the Hour of Code section right there. And it should be in there. If you want to get to it directly, you can actually, if you're on iPad, there's an Hour of Code folder, or you can just go to tinker.com. Let me go there, tinker.com/Hour of Code. And there's basically a page here that's totally open. But there's a fun art project in here that I hope you guys have had a chance to play. And if not, I can do it with you. But it's called Pattern Maker. I actually learned this one very recently. It's been here for a while. Something to note, if you go to the Hour of Code page, do make sure you get logged in. Oftentimes when you go there outside of Tynker, it may show that you're not signed in. But I want to make sure I'm logged in so I don't lose any projects, any stuff that that's going to be saved. So I'm just going to click on that. And again, I can get there inside my dashboard as well. It's probably, I would suggest doing it that way so that you're signed in. So you can do it that way. But always double check in the top right on the web to make sure that you are logged in. Hang on, let me do that here again. So this has a little animation in the beginning. It kind of walks you through, and I'll just kind of walk through that with you. This little mouse is going to ask you, want to see if you want to draw something pretty cool. So it's going to show you how to do this actually, which is great. So he's going to build a little star, and then we're going to break things down and show you how the little mouse has made this. But we're doing a combination of math and art, which is something I love. So I can see in the top right that I am logged in, so that's good. Great. All right. So click the box, see what Whiskers does. I'm going to go to forward. He moves forward, he goes backward, he turns left, he turns right, we go up, we go down, and I think I can hit the right arrow. Click the blocks and we're going to see how he does with the pen down. Okay, not bad. Did 360 degree. Repeat. We're going to redo this 5 times and go forward and turn right. Not bad. He's very excited. Now he's going to go crazy. There we are. Just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's pretty beautiful, right? So we're going to show you guys how to do this. This is, again, kind of, it can be a beginner or you can totally take it into a more advanced type of project. All right, so this is kind of a modified version of the Tinker workshop. But again, we can start here, and on start, let me see if I don't think I can make my, let me double check. Yeah, no, I can. I can make my blocks a little bit bigger there so everybody can see my blocks. All right, so similarly, we're going to do a couple things. One is I'm going to start with a reset block. That means that at the beginning of every project, that my canvas is going to be reset. And so let's just start with the basics, right? We're going to start with the pen down, and we can also set the pen color to whatever we like. And so what do you guys want? What do you want me to put in here? What color?
You've got green. Green was first. Green, pink.
Green. All right. Oh, there you are. I have to scroll down to see all your chats. So I've got green. I'm going to set my pen down. I set my pen color. Now we just need to kind of tell this guy to move, right? Pen is down. Let's move and turn, right? So we're going to do a couple of things there. And we can also do a couple of interesting things here. We can actually tell it to draw. You can see some of these blocks. Draw a butterfly, draw a rainbow, draw a tree. Should I pick one of those? Which one? Draw a rainbow?
Tree.
All right, so we're going to draw a tree. All right. And right now I'm just going to do the basics, and so that it is real easy for everyone, for the most part, to see where he decides to go here. And then we're going to draw a tree, 100, and let us just do a very quick play just to see what happens with our mouse. All right. Cool, right? So if we look at our code, look at the logic. He drew a tree, he turned 50 degrees, and that's pretty nice. Now we can get a little bit more creative there, and we can start looking up a repeat, right? So he drew that tree. Let's do this a little bit differently. Let's put our tree into the repeat block, and again, take a little step. Math, art, HOC. Is that what Edward says? Okay. And then again, we can change that as well. I like his speed. So he's doing this a couple times, right? But it's not a lot of variation going on here. So I want to see what we can do about that. We should probably tell him to go forward or something, right? Because right now he's just staying in the same place. So let's have him go forward, then turn right. And then let's change that degree a little bit. And then we're going to go forward 500 and see what happens. All right, still good speed. Uh-oh, he's off the page. He's gone. Where did he go? All right, so he turned, he drew, he went too far. He went way too far. Let's just say forward and turn 40 degrees and try that again. There we go. Turns a little bit, moves forward. All right, and he only went twice, right? We could keep going with repeating that 4 times or 5 times. But I want to show you one little cool thing that is really cool before I'm done with this project. So let's just hit save. I'm going to hit run on that real quick. And I'm going to hit save, and I'm going to show you a little trick. All right, so he does this 3 times, and he's going to keep going. I'm going to go ahead. Yes, it says Math Art HOC Drawing. I'm going to go and hit save that and just give it a name. Like, I like to always use the word read on my projects because I used to always shorten my last name for people who couldn't spell it. So I'll just call that one read. And I'm going to show you a little trick. I saved my project. I'm going back out to my projects. And I'm going to open this up, and this is a little trick. So if you go back up and you open your project up after you've saved it, this is kind of a little neat thing. It opens up in the grand Tinker workshop. So now I could do even more, right? That was kind of the way to get me started. But look, there's a lot more going on, and I can see exactly how my pen is coded here, that all these different spots here for my pen are there. And this is what this is how I coded my pen. Let me show you. I'll make that bigger right there. But I learned this the other day. I was practicing just on my own, and I thought this was a pretty good little trick. So same project, just in the Tinker workshop, right? He's making the tree, right? But I want to show you a quick little trick. If I go to my blocks, all right, and you type in screenshot, you can tell your project to take a screenshot and then save your artwork. Right? So if I go all the way to the end here, and he's gonna do his thing. He's only repeating 3 times, so this won't take too long. And does it twice. Now you can imagine you'd make some beautiful, beautiful artwork. And then right at the end, does it one more time. And here we go. It works. I think this works in Chrome. I would have to check whether, but there it goes. It just downloaded to my desktop. So it took a screenshot, and now I have this beautiful screenshot. I can show you. This is my screenshot. So nice little picture with my mouse in the background. So just really nice. You can create some artwork. You can do that with any project too. Just take a screenshot of your background, and there you go. So my friends, any final questions, thoughts, ideas, concerns, ideas? I love ideas. Those are always good. But what do you have for us?
I just want to say thank you. Just thanks so much for coming and doing this. We have a couple of people had to leave, but they were just saying thanks and they can't wait for the next class. And let's see, we have some things going on here. And Naya said this was fun to watch. When will we do this again? Yeah, we are going to have another Tinker class next week. So unfortunately, Daniel will not be here to present, but you guys, man, you're very smart because you got in on a special treat by having the education manager for Tinker come in and do a special class for you guys. Any other questions? Oh, when will we have the recording? Well, the recording kind of gets sent to us, and then we create a little video out of it. It'll take a couple of days for us to sort of create that video, and I put a link in there. If you look up in the top of the chat, let me see if I still have the link. Nope, but I sent it to you earlier, the link to our YouTube page. So that's where we're gonna post it. So we'll send that to you later on. And just so you guys know, someone said, can we have the information to work on this at home? Yes, we're gonna send you this video in a few days so that you'll be able to look at this entire video again, and you can follow along with what Daniel presented for you, okay? And since we're kind of running down on our hour, we just want to let you know, again, this is a wonderful collaboration today with Tinker. You guys see the power of Tinker, an amazing program. We've been using it for it's coming up on like past 2 years now in our Miami-Dade Public Library Systems, on our Technobus, which travels all over the county, and also inside of our maker spaces. Let me tell you, the kids, the teens, the parents, the staff, everybody loves it. It's really, really great.
Oh, so good. I'm glad.
And what we're going to be doing next week is another Tinker class. our staff, I don't know if you guys want to pop in, staff from the library, they're going to be presenting some information on Tynker. And then just so you know, for June, we're going to continue with our classes. So what we're planning on doing is we're going to be doing, you know, sort of like music. So we're going to have something kind of special worked out for you that Dinah came up with about presenting music for you and learning how to do that. I'm not going to say too much on purpose because it's a surprise. And also Sam Labs. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Sam Labs, but that's another really great company that teaches STEAM and robotics and Scratch. So we're going to be covering those different things, and it should be really, really, really cool. Library staff, did you guys have anything you wanted to say about maybe our upcoming classes or anything else?
Well, thank you all for coming. My name is Edward Conwicks, and we're all going to be teaching you guys next week Tynker, a wonderful Tynker lesson. And don't you worry, we're going to send out the email. I posted on here as well the class code, but we're going to send that out as well for those of you that created accounts. We also have accounts created that already have the class registered, so you can use that as either or. But we definitely look forward to having you next week, and we want you to come back. It's going to be a really interesting and fun lesson.
And like Edward was alluding to, if you don't have that class code, or if you didn't get that email about how to create your account or anything, email me, because I'm the one who sent you that email. I'm Marlon Moore. So you see that Moore M at MDPLS email address. Just respond to that email and say, hey, send me the code, send me the information on how do I create an account, and we'll make sure that we get that to you. So I want to definitely give the last word to Leonard from Black Girls Code, because we couldn't do this whole thing if it wasn't for Black Girls Code, and also Denise Mendez. You know, she is not here today, but she was wonderful. She's an engineer who is the one who kind of put us all together. But before I give Leonard the last word, I really want to say again, Daniel Rezac from Tynker, thank you so much. Wonderful class. Very, very good. We appreciate you coming and spending your time with us and educating us.
Thanks, everyone. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. Stay healthy.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Thank you, Daniel.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys this coming week on Friday the 29th. So don't miss our class.
All right, everybody. See y'all soon. Have a good weekend.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.